That's right. It's Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Auto Repair with Personal Care. He joins us every Tuesday. Matt, good morning.
Good morning, Tom.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing well.
Fill up on your gas tank, take a picture of it, complain on Facebook about how much it cost you. You done any of that?
He did it.
He did it. That's such a great sticker.
I don't know where they came from, but they're all over my shop.
Did I tell you about the? Did I ever tell you the story about the little Indian man that owns the convenience store near my house? He owns a convenience store near my house, and this was probably 3 months ago, before gas got ridiculous, but it was going up.
Right.
And I noticed that he had the stickers on his gas pump that said he did it. So I went and I go, hey, somebody did you a favor out there. They put stickers on saying he did it to Joe Biden's picture. He goes, I did that. I got tired of people coming here and blaming me for the gas prices. So I saw those stickers on the internet, and I went and bought them, and I put them on. The guy that owned the station at this convenience store, I put them on the pump, letting people know I didn't do this. He did it.
He did it. And he's an Indian guy?
Yeah.
So he probably gets the discounted price anyway.
As a minority owner, probably.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he said he got tired of people coming in and lambasting him for the gas prices.
Wow.
Shop's wide open, I know. This morning, though, this pea soup had to, the shop, you open that, the fog come right in the shop, didn't it?
It's funny. We're sitting out here. I'm looking out the window.
You can barely see the runway.
But, I can see the lights on the runway, but
right.
I can't even see the runway.
No. The actual using runway, you can't. The taxing runway, you can see.
Yeah, that's
it's 10 o'clock.
And it's 10 o'clock. It's out there, isn't it?
And the sun's up there in the sky. It's trying to work. But usually that means when you get fog like this, it means hot versus cold. It's supposed to be almost 90 degrees today.
It was 86 yesterday, wasn't it?
Right, and that's why we have this, because it was 57 at night.
Yep.
When you have a 30-degree drop, it creates moisture.
And this is also saying, the wind has been blowing just fiercely the last few days.
And then nothing today.
Nothing. That's why
it settles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this morning on the interstate coming in at 6:30 in the morning, it was a little harrowing. It was because I got behind an 18-wheeler that was doing about 60 miles an hour and just stayed behind him because I knew I could see his taillights.
Yep.
And I figured if I could see his taillights, and I didn't stay right on his bumper, I stayed a good enough distance where I could stop, but he was still a beacon I could see.
That probably helped.
Coming in on the side roads where I live over in the north end of town, coming in on some of the side roads, you had to do 20, 25 miles an hour and look hard to your left to just look at the yellow line because that's all you could see.
Yeah.
You looked up, you couldn't see 15, 20 feet in front of you was nothing.
Yeah, when I was coming into work this morning, there was patches of some real dense fog.
And I lived in North Carolina mountains for a while.
Oh, so you're used to seeing the fogs.
I've had to drive down mountain roads where you had the door open, looking down beside you to make sure you saw the line. That's how bad. But people said we were in the fog. We were actually in the clouds. Is what we were doing. It's a little different. But this fog this morning was pretty intense though.
Yeah, it's weird because usually I can see all the way across the field.
You know what it does? And I never can decide which one's the right one to do. So I'm going to ask you right now: is it heater defrost or air conditioned defrost? Which one works better?
I think the heater defrost works better, even when it's
hot.
Even when it's hot, yeah.
Because this morning I put the air on usually I have it on low, as low as it'll go. This morning I cranked it up to 68 and it cleaned the window up right. If I'd have put it on low, it'd clean the window, but then it would have started fogging it. But then it started fogging it back up with the moisture. Yeah. Good morning. You're on with Matt Gibbs.
Good morning, Matt. Sonny calling.
Hey, Sonny.
I was wondering, we're talking about cars and everything. I can't get over the prices and all that. But they don't tell you when you get an expensive car, your insurance is going to be expensive just to replace the car in case it gets totaled. And, to me, I was wondering about that. Also, the electric cars, you find out that if you need that charger system that comes, you might have to buy the heavier or upgraded charger system if you want to charge it overnight. And they're talking like 67 cents a kilowatt hour or something like that. I don't know. But to me, the charger, when you're plugging it in, you're talking amps or watts, and you just can't get an answer out of these people. Now, if you're spending that kind of money, you're also going to have that kind of insurance. I'm wondering if there's any riders on that insurance because it's an electric car. I'll wait for your answer. I'll listen. I'll just hang up now. Thanks.
Thanks, Sonny. I don't know how they're going to do the insurance with that. But the kilowatt hour thing, you can't get an answer from anybody.
No.
He's right about that. They don't know. I don't think they know yet how they're going to
really
charge.
Yeah.
I saw a meme over the weekend that made me laugh. He goes, I can't afford $5 a gallon gas, so you want me to buy an $80,000 electric car?
Right. But okay, so if you go out to the shopping place where Dillard's is.
Right, yeah. There's charging stations out there.
Right. So do the people have to?
They're free.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's free fuel.
Right now.
So those folks are not paying road tax and all the stuff the tax that we buy when we buy
Just like
gas.
there's 2 charging stations on the square. Were you aware of that?
No.
Yeah, there's two electric car charging stations on the square. And then, is there going to have to be legislation passed that makes, because, for a long time when you charge your cell phones, we all use the same charger. And then Apple goes, no, we need to sell our own chargers. So Apple come up with a new charging system. Then Samsung came up with a different charger. So everybody started now different cords charge different phones. Is it all going to be a universal plug that's like a gas pump is universal? It fits in every car. Is it going to be a universal plug, or you're going to have to go to a Tesla charging station or a Volt charging station?
No, I think so. Back in when we started the computers in cars in 1980 and a half, and every car, GM, Ford, Chrysler, Toyota, Honda, Mercedes, Rolls-Royce
has used the same system.
No, back then they all had different connectors to hook your scanner up to. I've got boxes. I've got a toolbox that's designated to nothing but
connectors,
scan tools, and connectors that go to the scan tools. And I've got hundreds of different connectors. So
there was hundreds of different cars.
So they saw that was becoming an issue, and it was really an issue for us, like especially as independent guys. The dealerships, they deal with their particular models of cars, makes and models. So they have to get these essential tools. They're called essential tools. So us, the independent guys, man, we Snap-on guy rolls up and ching ching happens. You just
and by the way, GM just changed the connectors from 1980 to 1982. It's a new connector now.
Oh yes,
they did that too.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
No, they did, and so we had the original connector for GM, and then we had the OBD2 connector, which was a little bit okay. So and this was in 1995 ish. They started going to every manufacturer went to the same
went to a universal
OBD onboard diagnostic connector.
Which is why now you can go to the parts store and they can plug into your car.
Yeah. Right, and then they have what we got this global programming. So it's basically a code reader. It may not give you any data. It's not gonna really digest or dissect the code. It'll just give you whatever code is being stored by the computer. And so now, but now, so like I have a scan tool that does just General Motors. It's a Tech 2. Plus now I just last week I do programming on GM stuff, and we do programming on Chrysler stuff, and we do programming on Ford stuff and other stuff. There's a couple shops here in town. We all kind of work together, and because this stuff is real expensive. But I just had to buy another laptop last week that was a 64-byte instead of a 32-bit laptop, because you're just here. You're programming this thing. You pay the money, right? You got to pay the money, because I don't do this yearly subscription. I do this
You
per
buy it all
vehicle.
up front, right? Yeah.
And so when I get a vehicle in, I do it, and then you pay the money, and then all of a sudden this thing comes up and says, "Oh, well, this laptop's not conducive to the programming any longer."
First off, you need a 128-bit laptop. Okay, that's first off. That's
No,
that's what I got at the house to do digital and everything. That's what you need.
No, but it won't work with that. The
it won't?
program is set up to work with this one and only this one. Windows 7 or XP. I mean, it's crazy for GM. Now Ford require a 32-bit Windows 10 program. Chrysler may take a 64-bit with Windows 7. You have to
We're
have
in Windows 11. Catch up, car manufacturers.
It's crazy, man. And you're at their mercy. You just okay. Well, I'll run into Best Buy. I'll be back in $500 later. Now you're programming. The stuff. It's just crazy, man.
When and this is something that people have. Nobody's asked about. Can the grid sustain all these electric cars they want that the manufacturers say we're going to by 2035? But because it's going to be all electric and all computer, how much is it going to cost to replace something? I mean, are you going to end up with $80,000 paperweights?
What's going to happen, Tom, and this is just history repeats itself. So when a new system comes out, so in 1985, we made the transition basically in 1985 from carbureted cars to fuel injection. Okay?
Right.
1986, we did away with all distributors. There was no more distributors, especially in GM cars. They were gone. They were done. So now we went to this distributorless ignition system.
Right.
Okay. There was back in a day, in 1985, 1986, there was a sensor. It's called a mass airflow sensor. Almost every car on the road's got a mass airflow sensor today. But in 1985, 1986, they were making this transition. We're going to port fuel injection. It wasn't even multi-port fuel injected. It wasn't sequential fuel injection. It was just port fuel injection, the basic of the basic stuff. These sensors were going bad on all these cars, especially with
right.
GM. And the way you tested it was you'd squeeze the sensor, and if the car shut off, you knew that the sensor was bad. Okay, so now this car's under warranty. It's a brand new system, brand new car. So let's just say I worked for an Oldsmobile dealer at the time. It's a 1985 Delta 88 with a 3.8 engine. The mass airflow sensor is bad.
Right.
It's under warranty. The customer's not having to pay anything. That sensor was back in the day in 1985 was probably around $300 to $500,
which was a ton of which by today's standards would probably be $2,000, $2,200.
Now the fact it was under warranty, the customer didn't have to pay it, but okay, 40,000 miles later, this car is no longer under warranty. It's going to be customer pay.
Right, and then it becomes a paperweight.
Now we got problems.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen to these electric cars? The cost to repair them is going to be through the roof because that's just the way it is. In our industry, parts for cars. This is one industry where, as time goes on, parts get cheaper instead of more expensive. So I guess when they get through the warranty period, people will come and they'll remanufacture them. They'll get a company like Dorman or something will start, like the batteries in a lot of these electric cars. Dorman is now making batteries for the Honda Priuses. And
right.
And so there's going to be companies that are going to stand up, they're going to step up, and they're going to start producing these
By the way,
parts.
$400 in 1986 is $1,300 today.
Today, okay, yeah.
So it's what's that, $900 increase?
Yeah,
so it was like if your sensor went out and it was out of warranty, it was a $1,300 bill, equivalent back then $1,300 today to replace a sensor. Well, I mean, transmission today is what, $2,000?
Oh no.
Is it more than that now? Yeah. See what I know.
I mean, just take a radio. Back in the day, if a radio went bad and you didn't want to spend the $800
to buy an Alpine or a Bose or something like that,
you can't even do that anymore.
Right.
Because there's so much.
You go get that $99 Craco from Kmart.
It don't work no more.
Hook it up.
I mean, part of the car, part of the body control modules, and it's all goes through the radio.
I'm not mechanically inclined, but I knew how to hook up a radio in 1985.
And yeah, exactly.
It was just 3 wire. It was just 3 wires and then the speaker cable.
And you can't, unless you put it in a little box and just have it sitting on the side. You're not going to go in and replace the one out of the car with with a radio anymore.
Good morning. You're on with Matt Gibbs.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, you.
Yeah, I just loaded up over here. Shell by Dairy Queen is $3.91, and Murphy's next door, which is usually cheaper, is $4.17. So we're on the upswing.
Well, because oil's going back up.
Yeah. But right now, $3.91 sounds like a pretty good deal. So it's pretty busy over there because eventually Murphy's over here. If they're $4.17, everybody else is going to be at least that high or higher.
Now that the $3.91, is that cash only?
Yeah, that's the cashless, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Which it's a little more inconvenient, but still, you're saving money in the long run, I guess.
Yeah, oil prices right now as we speak are actually they've dropped today by $5 a barrel. We're down to $100 a barrel and $107 a barrel. For $100 a barrel for WTI crude, and Brent crude is $107. So they were last week back up to $120. So now they've dropped again.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll get back under 100.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Well, maybe the prices will go down a little bit. Maybe I should have waited a couple of days, but it's when I see $3.91 and $4.17, I'll stop at $3.91 and go in there and take care of my business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Certainly. Thanks for the call, Hugh.
Okay, guys, take care.
I'm trying to pull up the Gas Buddy app right now to tell us what it is in Ocala.
Well, hey, while you're doing that, I want to go back to something that Sonny said earlier when he called, and he was talking about the insurance on these more expensive cars. I would really suggest if you are financing a vehicle through a bank, credit union, whoever, that if it's a newer vehicle, let's just say from $20,000 up, that you, for the small price of admission, you buy gap insurance.
Yes.
I mean, gap insurance is just a way to protect yourself.
But try not to buy it from the car lot.
Well, I mean,
call your insurance agent and try to do it that way. Because car lot gap insurance, that's where the car lot's making its money.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
That's definitely part of the back end money.
Right. Yeah.
But it's so good to have if you do have the car and it is totaled, and let's just say you over, and it's especially when you buy a car that is the value of the car is
more
less than what you owe on the car.
Yes.
So if you do get in an accident, at least a gap insurance.
There is one insurance company out there, and I won't tell you what it is, but it's represented by an emu, but I won't tell you what it is. They actually, their insurance it's more expensive. It's a little more expensive, but they actually, part of their thing is they have gap insurance written in. So whatever the value to replace the car is, they replace the car. They don't give you what the car's worth. They give you the replacement value on the car. But you pay a little extra for that.
Right.
But that's what gap insurance does.
Right.
It takes up the difference, which is the value of the actual car, not what's owed on it.
Right.
Because sometimes your insurance will only pay what the value of the car is.
Exactly.
And you owe $30,000. Well, this one insurance company will pay what's owed, not just the value of the car.
That's right. And that's what gap insurance does.
Right. Because sometimes you've always heard the adage that when you drive it off the lot, it depreciates by 30 to 40% just driving it off the lot.
Right.
Now, this is a weird time we're in right now where car prices, that used cars, some are appreciating, not depreciating.
Right.
But this is a weird anomaly. It's not going to stay like this forever.
No, it's not. And it's almost like, do you really want to buy a new car right now? You know what I'm saying?
No, but I got a good friend of mine that you can go get a car from him if he had any inventory. I ran into him the other day at a pizza place and got on him about his inventory. I think you might have been there at that pizza place too. Good morning. You're on with Matt Gibbs.
Sunny again here, guys. You're talking about the insurance. Well, Matt, you know my cars. You know I take care of them, right? I'm still actually carrying collision on the 2 cars. I'm just wondering if I should drop the collision and just stay with the comprehensive or whatever. And I could use a little advice on that from somebody that was in the sale of cars and is in the automotive industry. You have an idea on that, Matt?
Thanks for the call, Sonny. That's a very good question because Sonny's cars are very, very well taken care of. Should they have collision and comprehensive and everything?
Okay, so what I would look at is I would get the price of the insurance with or without, and then look at the value of the car. So if you know numbers don't lie, right? So if you know, man, if I have this collision insurance in a year and a half, I'm going to spend more money than what the car's worth, then no. It's not worth having it.
Well, some people, though, like in my case, I don't have right now because of the economic downturn that happened during the pandemic and all, and I lost a bunch of revenue through trivia and everything. I don't have right now. I carry collision in all of mine, even though it's paid for and everything, because I would not have enough money right now
to get another car.
Right. And my car, would give me a check for $7,000-8,000 where the market is right now.
Right.
So that would be a sizable check towards, and I pay a little over $100 a month. So it's going to take me a while to get to the worth of the car.
Yeah.
I can pay 4 years of collision right now with the worth of the Cadillac because of how it's appreciated, not depreciated, and still only be about 60% of what the car is worth. So it makes sense for me to carry collision still. And a lot of people are in that situation.
Right. And here's the thing. I don't know Sonny's financial situation, but I would say.
But if you got a car that's only worth $1,500 and you're paying $150 a month, carrying collision for 2 years don't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. So you just have to run the numbers and do what's best for you in your situation. So let's just say you don't know the value or you don't know the value of the car. Just come by and see me, and I'll tell you how much it costs.
Well, that Sable, you could probably take that Sable to the auction and get a pretty penny for it.
That Sable is if that Sable is worth way more money than what's on the book.
Right.
But people are going to spend what they're going to spend.
It's only worth what somebody will give you for it.
It takes 2 people to make it worthwhile.
But from everything you've told me, that Sable's worth probably twice what the book would say it's worth.
It would at minimum twice.
Right. Of what the book says.
A minimum.
Get it in the right auction.
You get the right person on that thing, and it's a.
Well, it's got 12 miles on it. I think.
I don't even think it's got 12 miles on it. I think Sonny just put tires on it just because the old one's got. They got flat spots on them for sitting so long.
He looked out there, saw a spider web, goes, is that a flat spot? I need new tires.
No. So,
we kid, but Sonny takes care of his vehicles.
He does. He takes very good care of his vehicles.
And that Sable, it's a good car. That was a good car. It was made in Doraville, Georgia, at the Sable plant in Doraville, Georgia. I know that because it was on Peachtree Industrial right there, across from a nightclub I used to work at, and the second shift guys would come in and get their drinks. That's where they'd come in. Hey, Matt, tell people where they can find you.
Okay, you can come by and see me at 1800 Northwest 10th Street, right there on Highway 27, or you can give us a call at 352-690-1993.
The fog in the last 20 minutes has
I
burned.
know, I can see the trees now.
In the last 15 minutes, it's amazing how it's lifted.
Yep, it's amazing.
Matt, we'll talk to you next Tuesday,
yes,
pal.
Sir.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more on Ocala Talks. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Monday signed into law the Parental Rights in Education Bill, dubbed by critics the Don't Say Gay Bill, to ban classroom instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity. The law will shield kids from kindergarten through third grade from the topics.
Now in Florida, we found at least 6 school districts that had policies to cut parents out of decisions regarding their child's well-being and to shield them from knowing about various forms of mental health services. Broward, Hillsborough, Miami-Dade, Palm Beach, Sarasota, and Volusia counties.
Critics of DeSantis say the bill is putting children in harm's way. Ukraine officials say it's hoping that today's first face-to-face peace talks with Russia in over 2 weeks could lead to a ceasefire. But a senior U.S. State Department official said President Vladimir Putin did not appear ready to make compromises to end the war. USA Radio News.
You trust your mother, right? She's always taken care of you and always tried to give you good advice when you ask for it. And sometimes even when you don't. Well, even though she might not mention it, Mom very likely has neck, back, and shoulder pains. And she needs relief. So trust this good advice. Give back to Mom this Mother's Day with quality products from Sunny Bay, like our disposable heat patches. They're back in stock now and target neck and shoulder pain in adults of all ages. Or our extra long neck heating pads. They provide soothing relief to painful sore necks and backs. Mom can heat them in her microwave, and they come in a variety of colors and patterns. Read our trusted, authentic, and real reviews on Amazon when you search Sunny Bay heating wraps. And shop now in time for Mother's Day. There's no shipping delays from Sunny Bay. Find us on Amazon, Walmart, Etsy, and sunny-bay.com. Remember, just search for Sunny Bay neck wraps. Order now because stock is high and shipping is fast. From Sunny Bay.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hey folks, it happens just once a year, an absolute explosion of color at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. You've not seen anything like it this year. Rows and rows of blooms and blossoms, thousands of your favorites, and many one-of-a-kind items. Many items you'll not see anywhere else that are totally captivating. Get Easy Care Drift and Knockout Roses, a rainbow of colors starting at just $19.99. Get a tray of 18 large blooming spring annuals, just $35.99. Jumbo Caladian bulbs, just $2.99 when you buy 10 or more. Blooming dwarf bottle brush, just $29.99. Many items are priced lower than last year, so look all around for inflation-busting specials all over this 5-acre garden. It's Bob Wine's Camellia Garden, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. Daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3, and the same blooming location since 1952.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant, a true New York-style diner in Ocala. Try our breakfast special of 2 eggs served with home fries or hash browns and toast for just $4.49. We have an all-you-can-eat catfish special daily for $14.99, and Thursday through Sunday we have prime rib. Happy hour for food starts at 2 p.m. The Golden Spoon Diner and Seafood Restaurant is located at 5400 Southwest College Road in the Heathbrook Commons Plaza. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. We will see you soon.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Tuesday.